Matt Holland back in the house, everybody. Yeah. Now, Matt, great to have you back. We felt so bad about last time that we hadn't got you a gift that we've made up for this time.
Oh, wow.
How about that? It's you, Matt Holland.
Oh, my word.
It's a Matt Holland Republic of Ireland special, much like these.
Not quite the goal scoring against Cameroon, but it's because that's a different kit. But I'll tell you what, I like the picture.
I'll get someone fired for that.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah,
thank you.
I picked out the frame, 89 pence. But anyway, enjoy that.
That is nice.
Take it with you, don't forget it.
Thank you.
Now, let's get into it. 5 keys to the game that you picked out. Starting with Louis van Gaal, who, it's an interesting story really, isn't it, this tournament and Van Gaal, because everybody said, well, with his eye on the Man United job, is that a good thing or a bad thing for the Dutch? How the players going to react? But so far, so good, right? Well,
he's continued to do his Man United work because he signed Luke Shaw and Ander Herrera. But in terms of the Dutch side, everything he's done has turned to gold. You know, whether he's played 3 at the back, whether he's played 4 at the back, taking Robben van Persie off. You know, he's been brave enough to do that in the game against Mexico. Huntelaar comes on, sets up the first goal, scores the second. So everything he's done so far has turned to gold, including taking off his goalkeeper. You know, I think everyone's talked about how brave it was making that substitution. I thought it was very brave keeping a substitution because it was a hot day.
Yeah.
And you probably felt that 3 substitutions before that would have happened, but he kept it in reserve. He obviously had that in mind to bring Tim Krul on for penalties, and that worked out for him as well. So every decision he's made has worked. You
sense there's total buy-in from the Dutch side, and we've seen how much affection there is, say, Van Persie towards him. So when he makes a change like that, then knows it isn't going to go out of joint. Unlike the Argentinian camp, seemingly. It's almost a contrasting setup there, isn't it, in terms of how the players seem divided with Sabella?
Yeah, to be honest, it looks as though Sabella's taken a bit of a back seat and that the players are almost dictating who plays and when. Messi in particular, you know, has talked about how the team should play and they've gone forward with how Messi thinks the team should play. But under Van Gaal, everything he does, you know, the players buy into it, as you say, and it does look like a really good team spirit amongst them as well. When Van Persie scored that diving header, for instance, running over straight away to the bench and celebrating, as he did with Van Gaal, with a high five, and every single player celebrating as well. I thought it was impressive.
Yeah, it spoke volumes. Some key injuries on both sides. Yeah. Probably the most notable is Angel Di Maria out for Argentina. He's quite an enigmatic player, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He had a really slow start to the tournament, but I felt he's been getting better and better throughout it. I think he's had such a really good season at club level and starting to hit top form in this World Cup, so I think they'll really miss him. Aguero looks like he's going to be back. Whether he starts or not, I think that's doubtful. I think he'll probably be on the bench. But Di Maria missing is a huge one, simply because after Messi, you're looking for match winners. And in that Argentina side, they're a workman-like side. They've got some great characters, Zabaleta, Mascherano. But in terms of match winners, they perhaps lack a little bit after Messi, and Di Maria is one of those.
Do you think Higuain will get going now? He's scored?
Yeah, I think he was excellent in the last match. The goal itself was outstanding. It's been a long time coming, that goal for him at international level. He needed it, and so I think he will start finding his feet as well. But yeah, and then from the Dutch side as well, Nigel de Jong. I think he's a key player missing for them because, you know, if you talk about Lionel Messi and the way he plays, he drops into midfield. You've got that shield in front of your back four. The experience of de Jong as well. He's obviously played in the last World Cup final 4 years ago. Understands that role as well as anybody. I think that's a key loss for the Dutch as well.
Now, a lot of people, of course, are focusing on the head-to-head between the 2 superstars, and that's the matchup that you've picked on either side. Let's start with Robben then. So far, 3 goals and 1 assist in the tournament. Is he a contender for player of the tournament, do you think?
Has to be. I think people are put off a little bit because of his diving, and maybe people say, oh, perhaps he shouldn't be player of the tournament. But
as a player, what do you think about that?
Don't like it. Don't like it at all. He's admitted to diving. He's done it throughout his career, and it's something I don't like. I'm not a fan of at all. But as a player, I'm a huge fan. You know, I think he's absolutely outstanding. He's vastly experienced now as well. He seems to be getting better and better. This is his 6th major tournament. He's scored, I think, at the last 3 World Cups. He's a fantastic footballer, takes people on. You almost know what he's going to do. You almost know he's going to come back inside on that left foot and it's almost impossible to stop. I think they'll be hoping for a little bit more from Van Persie. I think, you know, although he's got 3 goals, perhaps he hasn't, you know, been firing on all cylinders. But Robben, I think, has been certainly the Dutch outstanding player and one of the best in the tournament.
So much responsibility and pressure on Messi's shoulders, but you sense that's how he likes it.
Yeah, he does. I think he's got on a bit of a mission really to become like the Maradona, win a World Cup for his country. It hasn't happened for him yet, but this tournament, I think that some of the football we've seen from him has been outstanding. Not just his goals, you know, he's created more chances for teammates than any other player. So I think that speaks volumes about his all-round performance. It's not just about Messi and him scoring and getting the limelight. He's setting up goals as well. So he's the most crucial player for Argentina, absolutely without question. And if he performs, and he can single-handedly take them to the title. It's
strange that you make the Maradona comparison. You sense that if he doesn't take Argentina, whether it's this World Cup or another one, to the title, he's never going to be considered at the same level as Maradona, is he, by his country's fans?
I think that's very harsh. You know, I think that to win a World Cup is very difficult. There's so many good teams at the tournament. He's probably been the best player over the last sort of 10 years. His only real contender has been Cristiano Ronaldo, but he's probably been the best. So I think it's a little bit harsh that if he doesn't win a World Cup, that he's perhaps not listed alongside Maradona, because he's certainly as good as him.
Okay, and the final point you wanted to single out was the first 10 minutes of the game being absolutely crucial for good reason.
Well, from Argentina's point of view, they've come out the blocks firing very quickly. They scored inside 10 minutes 3 times already in the tournament. So they come out the blocks quickly. The Dutch, it's slightly different. You know, they've scored 12 goals in this tournament. 10 of them have been after half-time. In fact, their last 4 goals have been after the 75th minute. So they're almost slow starters to the game. So if Argentina can get a foothold in the game very quickly and score as they have done in those 3 games already in this tournament, then that will make it more difficult for the Dutch to try and break them down. So I think that first half in particular is very crucial.
Very young Dutch defence as well.
Very young Dutch defence. Obviously, Ron Vlaar's potentially got an injury as well, but I think he'll probably be fit. They'll want him fit. He's the most experienced player in that back line. And I think he's key to keeping some of the young players in position and talking to them and guiding them through the game. But I think that first 10 minutes, a fast start from Argentina, and Holland could be on the back foot.
Matt, I'm afraid that's all we have time for. Give it up for Matt Holland, everybody. Excellent work as ever. Hey, before you go, give us a quick prediction for the game.
I'm going to edge towards the Dutch, actually. Louis van Gaal has just had an unbelievable tournament. Every decision he's made has come off for him. I think he might have one more tactical masterclass in his locker, so I'm going to go with the Dutch.
Score?
Tight. 2-1.
2-1, says Matt Holland. What about you? Who's going to win this game? Let us know your predictions for this game in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget you can subscribe to our channel. Lots of great World Cup content on there, including 10 things you need to know about this game if we haven't got you up to speed already with that chat. We'll see you soon. Hey, Matt, before you go, can I ask you for a prediction for the whole tournament? Who's going to win?
Wow.
There's a spot right there.
It's right there.
Yep, in the corner.
And I'm going to say the Germans.
Ooh.
Germany
Big
to
call.
beat Holland in the final.
I'm not sure how happy I am about Germany being written on this desk, but I'll let you